Hey guys, welcome back. Marcia, do you know what an idiom is?
Yep, I do.
Okay, for those at home who may not know, an idiom is a phrase or an expression similar to a cliche, except that you can't know the meaning of the phrase by knowing the literal meaning of the words, individual words that are in the phrase. Now that's a mouthful, so let me give you an example. When you say it's raining cats and dogs, okay, that's an idiom. You don't literally mean that dogs and cats are falling from the sky. What you mean is it's raining very hard. Here's another example. When you say you're barking up the wrong tree, you don't mean that someone is barking at an oak tree when they should be barking at a pine tree. What you mean is they're making a wrong assumption.
Okay.
Now, I have found that there are some idioms out there that work perfectly as magic words. Now, you have your classic magic words like abracadabra and hocus pocus, but they're way overused. And I found that some idioms actually work better. Let me give you an example. I've taken the liberty of removing the highest cards in the deck, and I placed them in order. There are the 4 aces, the 4 kings, the 4 queens, and the 4 jacks. We'll lay them out on the table in 4 columns. First the aces, then the kings, the queens, and the jacks. And Marcia, would you do me a favor and cut the deck?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead and cut it. Okay, and I'll get back to these in a second. Now, the first idiom that I want to use is birds of a feather flock together. You've heard that one before, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to use that for this first a trick. Marcia, would you pick any of the 2 piles?
The kings and queens.
The kings and the queens. Okay, look, if I swap the king and say birds of a feather flock together, the other kings want to flock over to the king of hearts. Okay, the next idiom would be, let's use in with the in crowd. And Marcia, pick any 2 that we haven't used yet.
Ace and queen.
The ace and the queen. Okay, now in this case, the in crowd would definitely be the aces. So look, if I swap an ace and say in with the in crowd, the other aces want to remain in the in crowd. That just leaves the jacks and the queens. But look, if I swap and I say join the club, then the other queens want to join the queen of clubs. So all we have left are the jacks. We don't have anything to swap with, but we'll use 4 stranger cards from where you cut. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the first one is a 2. Okay, for this we'll say, let's trade the jack and say the idiom, jack of all trades. And immediately, all of the other jacks trade places. That just leaves the stranger cards. What can we do with them? A 2. So how about, I know you've heard this before, 2 heads are better than 1. Or like 2 peas in a pod. And how about 2's company, 3's a crowd. Now if I could just think of an idiom that would make all these cards disappear, I'd have a great finish. I'll keep working on that. See you next time.
How'd you do that?